Morning everyone. So today again I'm back to my next class, and here in today's class I'm going to start with the literature portion, especially for class 9 ICSE students. And the topic that I'm going to start today is a poem, 9 Gold Medals. So this 9 Gold Medals poem is written by a writer, David Roth. So let's just go brief about a writer first, okay? So David Roth, he was born on October 10th, 1954 in America. He was a vocalist. He used to sing a song. He was a songwriter. He used to write the songs. He was an actor. He was an author and farmer. He was also a radio personality. Okay. He moved to California. He shifted to California with his family when he was a teenager. Then since childhood, he was fond of music. He was a lover, or he was very much crazy about music. For that, he also was chosen as a lead singer in a school. He was a member of a band, and of the member of a band, he was chosen to be a lead singer. So this is all about the writer. So I'll just give you brief summary regarding the poem. Okay, so now let's go ahead with the summary of a poem. What is this 9 Gold Medals all about? It's about, this poem is all about, it describes a sports event named Special Olympics. So 9 gold medals, obviously the topic itself, it says that it's related with the Olympic game. So here this poem, it describes about the sport event, okay, and especially the name for that event is given as a Special Olympics. So this poem, it mostly gives emphasis or importance of sharing and caring in human lives rather than just winning and achieving. Okay, it says that rather just to win and achieve a medal, it's just not a victory. But here it shows more importance rather than winning and achieving to the sharing and caring. How important it is to be sharing and caring rather than achieving and winning. So here the writer, he celebrates human values. He shows the human values such as kindness, cooperation and empathy. Now what do you mean by empathy? Empathy, it means understanding of the thoughts. To understand someone's feelings, someone's thought, that is known as an empathy, okay, in the poem. So basically this poem is based on not about winning and achieving the medal or achieving any first position, second position, but it's just related with the human values. The more important than winning and achieving is that to show the human values, that is kindness, cooperation and empathy, and this is what is shown in the poem. So I request students to please note down this summary. It's very important. Okay. Okay. So this is the continuation part of a summary. Okay. The poem celebrates the spirit of care and compassion. In this poem, what the world needs now is not more competition, but rather more cooperation and collaboration. It says this paragraph, it says that this poem basically wants to show that nowadays sports events, whatever takes place, winning and losing is a part of a game. But the thing is that before someone wins or someone loses the game, you have to be careful, or you have to be conscious about the human values, and that is what is always been remembered, to be cooperative and to be collaborative. This is what the poem wants to tell you. So this is the remaining part of a summary. You please note down. So after this I'll continue the poem according to the stanza. Okay, so let's start with the poem, everyone. 9 Gold Medals by David Roth. I told you I give a brief about David Roth, who he was, when he was born, on which date, So he was fond of music. Okay, so first he was in America, then he shifted to California with his family. I told you some brief about the writer, and I've already summarized the poem itself. So now let's go ahead with the stanza. The athletes had come from so many countries to run for the gold, for the silver and for bronze. Many weeks and months in training, all building up to the games. So now this first stanza, what does it tell us is that the athletes had come from so many countries. The participants in that Olympic game has come from different countries to get gold, silver or bronze medal. Okay, so it has been many weeks and months that they are being given a good training. Okay, they are given a very strenuous training. Strenuous training means very determined and energetic training, so that after that training, when they participate in an Olympics, anyone, they might win the game. So for that, these athletes had come from different countries to participate in an Olympics to get bronze medal, gold medal, silver medal, and for this they have been practicing since many months and weeks. So this is what is said in the first stanza. Second, all round the field spectators were gathered, cheering on all the young women and men. Then the final event of the day was approaching, the last race about to begin. So now in the second stanza, the writer wants to tell us is that the spectators means the viewers. Spectators means the viewers who comes to view the match, who comes to see the match. So these spectators have come from different places and they have gathered there in a Olympic field. So these spectators are cheering up all the contestants. Among the spectators there are many men and women. Then the final event of the day was approaching, the last race about to begin. So now it was a time for a last race to begin, that is the athlete race to begin. So let's go ahead with third stanza. The loudspeakers called out the names of the runners. The 100 meters, the race to be run. And 9 young athletes stood there determined and poised for the sound of the gun. So now what does this third stanza tells us is that the loudspeakers called out. So a person who have taken a charge about that athletes have announced the name of the 9 runners. So there are how many runners in an Olympic? How many athletes were there? 9 athletes. There were 9 athletes. So the names of the runners, of the athletes were announced. To run what was the distance for them to run? 100 meters. 100 meters was their target to run. And 9 young athletes stood there determined. After their name was announced, the 9 athletes just came to the point in a field and they were asked to sit in a position before the gun gets fired for the match, for the run to begin. So now the fourth stanza. The signal was given, the pistol exploded, and so did the runners on hearing the sound. But the youngest among them stumbled and staggered, and he fell on his knees to the ground. So what happened in the fourth stanza is, now all the 9 runners were just asked to give their position in the field before they start running. So as they were in a position in the field, the umpire just gave a pistol got exploded. So after the pistol got exploded, the 9 runners, they stood up and they started to run. So while these 9 runners started to run, what happened is this: among those 9 runners, one of them were very weak, one of them were very small, and that youngest one, he unfortunately he got stumbled, his legs got staggered and he fell down only. The remaining 8 of them were running, and one of the youngest athlete, he fell down in his knees on the ground. So now let's go ahead with the 5th stanza. He gave out a cry of frustration and anguish. His dreams and his efforts dashed in the dirt. But as sure as I'm standing here telling the story, now it's a strange one. But here's what occurred. So now the writer, what he's saying is that, he's saying is that among those 9 runners, the one who fell down, as he fell down, he just cried loudly. And when he cried loudly, he expressed his frustration and anguish. Because he was also been practicing this athlete since weeks and months just to win a medal, just to win a gold medal or silver or bronze medal. But as the match started, he fell down. And when he fell down, all his frustration and anguish just came out. And his dreams, his efforts that he really have worked hard. And at the final day, if this happened, then obviously everybody lose hope. So same thing happened with this youngest athlete. But as sure as I'm standing here telling the story, now it's a strange one, but here's what occurred. So the writer himself, he is saying that as he is here telling us about this 9 gold medal, about the Special Olympic, what happened, as he is telling us the story of that day, and he is even telling us is that something unexpected happened and which nobody have thought of. So here ends the 5th stanza. Let's go ahead with the 6th stanza. The 8 other athletes stopped in their tracks. The ones who had trained for so long to compete, one by one, they turned round and came back to help him and lifted the lad to his feet. So see what happened? The 8 other athletes who were just running, okay, the younger one, he fell down, but the rest of 8 of the athletes, they were running. But when that 8 athletes were running, they noticed that the youngest one was not there with them. So when they turned back and saw the youngest boy, he just had fell down. He was lying there on the ground. So they stopped running wherever they were. Okay. The one who had trained for so long to compete, one by one, they turned around and came back to help. Not only that young boy who fell down, but the remaining 8 athletes were also, they also were very much determined. They also really worked hard for months and weeks. But they just didn't think about those practice, about their aim, what is their target. They just forgot there for a just bit of time when they saw that young boy when he fell down. They just didn't think that, oh, I have to run ahead, I have to get that medal. This thing didn't came into their mind. So instead of running ahead, they just turned back, and when they turned back and saw a young boy sitting there, they just went back to that boy and helped him to stood up in the ground. So here he lifted the lad to his feet, and lad means a boy. Okay, they lifted this boy to his feet. They did not continue the running. So what happened to the next stanza? Then all 9 runners joined hands and continued. The 100 meters reduced to a walk, and the banner above that says Special Olympics could not have been nearer the mark. So now what does this 7th stanza wants to tell us is that these 9 runners, actually they were the runners. They had come to participate in an Olympics, right? So when the boy fell down and the remaining 8 athletes went back to the boy, they lifted him, but the boy was not in a condition to run. So they also thought they will never run. They will also not run. So all that 9 athletes, they joined their hand together, and instead of running, they just walked away till their 100 meters. They just walked on, and for that, all the viewers and spectators in that Olympic match, whoever was looking at this event, okay, they were very much thrilled, and the special banner was made, and in the banner it was written Special Olympics, because that Olympic was a very special Olympics. More than achieving and winning, they showed the human values, that is cooperation, collaboration, kindness, helpful, and this is what it means a lot. So the last stanza, that's how the race ended. With 9 gold medals, they came to the finish line, holding hands still, and the banner above, and 9 smiling faces said more than these words will ever will. Said more than these words ever will. So now the last stanza wants to tell us is that So this is how they join hand together. Rather running, they just prefer to walk slowly so that to make that boy comfortable, that he won't get any hurt. So they finally went back to reached to their destination, that is the final point, destination point, and all the 9 athletes got the 9 gold medals they received. That is why the topic is given 9 gold medals. So finally this 9 athletes reached to his point, and they all got the 9 gold medals, and this Olympic was given a name as a special Olympic, rather giving more emphasis in winning the gold medal, silver or bronze medals. All the athletes helped the little boy to just carry on, and they just started, rather running, they started to walk. And finally when they received that gold medals, all their faces, there was a smile on their faces, and that was a very special Olympics of the day. That is what the writer had said us. Something unexpected happened, something strange occurred. The writer had said this in 6th stanza. So this is what was unexpected and strange happened, and that was a very unforgettable moment for those 9 athletes, that they got the 9 gold medals. Actually in this Athletics Olympics, only one particular person is supposed to get that gold medal, but here the human values just came up and showed, and the way they showed their kindness, cooperation, gentleness. Okay, these are all the human values, and the writer also wants to tell us is that more than winning and achieving something, this human values has to be implemented. So if these human values are used in a very special way, are used in a proper way, then everything will be good. So that is all the poem all about 9 gold medals, and I hope you have understood, and I request all the students of class 9 ICSE to go through these videos and to prepare the summaries that I have given you. It's very important, and notes I'll supply it to you later on. Thank you.